Let's get right into it. Number 10. Dead protein accessories. You glance at your palms, muttering under breath, "These belong to me." Fair enough. Yet what grows there, nails, strands, amounts to ornamentation built from discarded matter. Not breathing, not pulsing, nothing close to animate. No sensation when clipped or torn. Never question your decisions. Just compact layers of keratin piling up, inert and dry, nudged forward by cells beneath, inching outward like quiet aftermath. Your body is crafting junk by design, useful junk. Sure, hair and nails emerge when cells pack themselves full of keratin till they choke, die, then stiffen into shape. Almost as if the body decided, let's turn dead stuff into something sharp or sleek. Chopping off hair feels nothing like pain, just snipping dead ends. Really? It's akin to clearing away old bark from a tree. Nails? They follow the same quiet rule. Trouble begins when scissors slip too close to where life pulses beneath. That sting shouts louder than words ever could. Leave the fallen behind. Here's what gets under the skin. Production doesn't pause. Fingernails creep forward, around 3 millimeters every 30 days. Hair pushes out close to a centimeter each month. While you dream, during fevers, amid midnight breakdowns where thoughts race and breathing stutters. All along, keratin rolls out steady, as if run by machines with no need for rest or revolt. Somehow, it hits deeper than anyone admits. Hair, nails, they tie into who we feel we are. Got a good look going? Suddenly everything feels lighter. Off-day hair? Feels like the world sees right through you. Yet under the skin, none of that matters. Fingernails came around to guard fragile fingertips. Everything else is just what's left over after evolution made its choices. Hair once kept body heat in check while guarding delicate skin. These days it sticks around mainly to fuel mirror critiques plus spark tension at salon chairs. The discomfort comes from how easily it mixes what belongs to me with what doesn't. Strands up there are just me, familiar, natural. But those coiled in the drain? They sit wrong. Like traces left behind after something unseen happened. One substance, two separate reactions, sharp and sudden. Not logic, more like instinct kicking in. Your skin flakes off nonstop, sort of like a nervous lizard mid-shed. Yet somehow fashion demands you accessorize the mess without questioning why. Number 9. Fingernails remember trauma. Ever really looked at your nails? Those faint stripes, little dips, odd textures. Turns out they aren't just flaws. Think of them as silent journals, marking time in subtle shifts. Each ridge might trace a fever last winter. A pale spot could echo that injury you barely remembered. Not drama, just quiet records etched slowly. Your body logs what your mind forgets. Stress hits sickness, lack of proper food, burning fevers, emotional weight, and nails react. Not right away, but down the line. That little patch beneath the cuticle is busy making new nail material, quietly doing its job. When pressure kicks in, things shift. Cells don't stack like before. The rhythm stumbles. Shape wobbles. Progress drags. No alarm bells ring at first. But after a while, signs climb into view. What happened underneath finally shows up above. Your nails? They're late signals, whispers from the storm already passing through. You might fall severely ill, bounce back, think you're in the clear. Then weeks pass and suddenly your nails show up with deep crosswise ridges. These bands, known as Bow's lines, act like quiet timestamps from when your system prioritized staying alive over anything else. Each groove, a pause button pressed during crisis. Hair pulls similar tricks. Intense pressure forces follicles to pause growth, triggering loss well after the fact, weeks, even months later. This explains thinning seen following shock, operations, or deep emotional hardship, far removed from the original trigger. The body reacts instantly. Hair just delivers the news slower. Deep down, this feels off. Your body holds on to what your mind lets go. While thoughts shift, living tissue keeps a quiet record. Hair and nails? They're more like silent witnesses than you'd think. Each strand remembers what happened, even if you don't. This is exactly when tension starts leaving marks on the skin. When the mind stays locked in survival rhythm, energy shifts, hair thins, nails stall. Back then, looking good mattered less than staying alive. Running from beasts meant vanity had zero priority. Today, the beast sits in your inbox, stacks up in unpaid receipts, hums beneath quiet moments. When nails crack easily or strands grow sparse, this isn't shallow concern creeping in. Biology murmurs, instead pressure's been building here a while. Your fingernails aren't really a style statement. They're more like silent witnesses. Each ridge or split holds traces of stress, like unread journal entries written in protein. They don't judge, just record week after rough week. No warnings, just clues left behind when things wore thin. Number 8. Hair is technically a parasite you agreed to. Hair follicles crave attention, intense, relentless care. Every single one acts like a hungry mouth, always waiting on fresh oxygen, steady nourishment, feeding off circulation just to grow lifeless fibers you barely appreciate. Your head carries close to 100,000 of these needers. Not ornaments, more like tenants who never pay rent but expect full service. From an energy standpoint, hair makes little sense. Instead of healing injuries, it just grows. Thinking? Not a chance. Moving independently? Forget about it. Still, your body feeds it constantly. Long ago, evolution gave it purposes, trapping warmth, blending into surroundings, showing off vitality to others interested in reproduction. These days, its main roles involve blocking sinks or messing up pictures snapped from just overhead. What unsettles people most is the way hair revolts at the first sign of trouble. Sickness, lack of food, shifts in hormones, any kind of deep strain, and the follicles flinch before anything else does. Growth halts on the spot, slipping into stillness without warning. Then, all at once, they detach as if bailing from a sinking ship. The fallout hits hard and fast, even when the cause faded weeks prior. This gives the feeling your body is turning against you. Yet really, it's just sorting priorities. When trouble hits, hair doesn't make the cut. The brain, heart, immunity, those come first. So hair? Dropped cold like an afterthought. This strikes deep since we link hair to who we are, vitality, yet also power. Letting go stings, although it's merely biology reallocating priorities. Blame isn't yours. The system inside recalculated hair got cut from the budget. Odder still, when hair drops out, the root often survives. Lingers instead, shut down but intact. Years might pass without a sign. Certain roots stay silent forever. Others stir one day for no reason at all. Not quite on or off. More like someone unreliable vanishing mid-shift and showing up months later, shrugging. True, your hair belongs to you, yet it guzzles nutrients without lifting a finger when survival matters. Each strand thrives on borrowed energy while offering zero backup in crisis moments. Think of it as carrying around a crowd of silent passengers who never chip in. They just ride along, remnants of an older design patched over time. Nature kept them around, even though their purpose faded long ago. Number 7. Your nails grow faster on your dominant hand. This one might seem odd, yet your fingernails clearly pick sides. The digits on your stronger hand sprint ahead in growth compared to their quieter counterparts. If you favor your right, those nails push forward quicker. For lefties, the advantage leans westward. Somehow, your system tracks usage, then nudges blood flow like a silent nod to effort. The cause lies in circulation along with tiny stresses. When one hand works more, blood moves there more often. Greater movement brings extra nourishment straight to where nails form. What shows up? A small boost in speed. Not dramatic, just noticeable under close look. Biology quietly fine-tunes even the smallest parts. This also suggests that nails on frequently used fingers speed up their growth. So the middle one takes the lead, while the index keeps close behind. The pinky trails way off, barely keeping time. Toenails creep along, sluggish from poor circulation and little motion. Almost as if your body whispers, "Not much happening here." Huh? Something eerie hums beneath its flexibility. Your nails don't wait on commands from thought. Driven by unseen habits, they shift without permission. Routines carve into living tissue, especially where attention rarely goes. One reason nails wear down oddly? Blame the imbalance. Chew on a single nail every day. Fights back thinner edges, rougher lines, shape goes off track. The root zone shifts its rhythm, adjusting slow, like it's settling into a new normal. Psychology links this to ingrained routines. Biting your nails, plucking at skin, or fixating on small grooming acts goes beyond appearance. These are ways the body channels tension through repetition. With time, fingernails adapt in shape, molded by constant doing. What's internal starts showing up outwardly. So when someone says, "It's just a bad habit," what they mean is, your body has rewritten part of itself in response to stress. Your nails? They're like a live feed, showing how life touches you, one fingertip at a time. Number 6. Hair can outlive you. Hair refuses to vanish quietly. When everything else fades into dust, there it remains, tangled in time, which explains its ghostly presence in burial sites, cold investigations, even forgotten boxes tucked inside storage rooms, marked only with shaky guesses about who once lived. Keratin holds up, resisting rot, water, even time. Its durability stands out when flesh fades fast. Skin vanishes, insides break down, muscles melt away. Yet strands linger, stuck around far longer than expected, often stretching into years, occasionally surviving hundreds. Fingernails? Same story. No real growth once life stops. That idea's false. But drying skin pulls back, making them peek out more, almost as if the dead were quietly busy beneath the soil. This toughness gives hair real worth in crime labs. Not only does it capture traces from your surroundings, medications, poisons, minerals, but also echoes of what you've eaten over years. Each fragment holds a slow story, segment after segment. Locations you moved through, substances that passed through you, elements absorbed deep into tissue. It's kind of eerie when it sinks in. Tiny threads packed with data come loose wherever you move, on your shirt, the couch, the carpet. Each step drops another trace, a quiet marker written in cells and fiber, lingering long after you're gone. Even once you've vanished from sight, pieces still tell your story. Psychology hints at why we squirm around forever things. Staying the same feels wrong, people drift, shift, become someone else. But hair pays no mind, keeps a record, quiet and unasked. While you fret over frayed tips, strands are already plotting a life beyond yours, slow, steady, unfolding through time without asking permission. Your body makes something so tough, dying can't quite stop it. Number 5. Nails are skin that gave up. Fingernails seem separate, yet under biology's lens, they're skin that spiraled into toughness through evolution's rough draft. These tiny shields form when ordinary cells toughen up, driven by necessity. Finger ends demand protection. Daily life hammers them without pause. So what once was soft now resists scrapes, pressure, even minor trauma, all quietly adapting, not unlike habits formed from repeated impact. Beneath each nail lies a tender layer alive with nerves and tiny rivers of blood. This explains why the slightest squeeze can spark sharp sensation. The hard plate above serves as a stiff guard, spreading out pressure, so tapping, grabbing, scraping, or jabbing doesn't set your skin on fire with every small contact. What's unsettling sits in how narrow the gap feels. Safety on one edge, hurt just a breath behind. Cut your nail like usual? Fine. Slice it even slightly beyond? Now a simple grip could send jolts racing up your finger. The reason hides where the hard tip ends, right where raw flesh starts. Nothing soft in between. Not an inch spared. This is exactly why ripping off a nail hits so hard. Losing one isn't just surface damage, it's treated by the body like real trauma. Swelling flares up, nerves scream. Everything becomes tender overnight. The alarm bells ring loud through your entire system. Rebuilding what's lost? That drags on for ages. A fingernail might need half a year before it looks whole again. Toenails grow slowly, more than 12 months to fully renew. The body moves at its own pace here, since producing that protective layer takes serious resources. It won't cut corners. Strength isn't built fast. Nails play tricks on the mind, seeming like fashion, yet rooted in function. Ornamented, filed, painted, treated as tiny canvases. Yet underneath, they're built for survival. A crack, a split, an infection hits harder than expected. Because what's really damaged isn't just keratin, it's protection you didn't know you relied on. Fingernails do more than look pretty, they guard. When they break, it hits you. Hands are delicate things. A weak nail means exposed skin, raw nerves, a small tear turning sharp. Protection gone. Just like that. Number 4. Hair reacts to hormones like a mood ring. Hair grows in bursts, never a straight line upward. Driven by hormones, each strand tuned into your body's shifting signals like whispers across a room. So every follicle responds, stirred by unseen chemical tides, always listening. Hair sticks around longer, grows fuller, or drops out, depending on what hormones decide. Testosterone, estrogen, cortisol, thyroid signals, they each tug the roots in their own way. Even a tiny wobble in balance might bring bushier strands, finer wisps, sudden loss. Texture shifts too, not always gently. Puberty reshapes fine kid hair into coarse strands nobody expected. Hormones during pregnancy build lush volume. Suddenly, it vanishes in handfuls once life quiets down. Stress leaves traces. Weeks afterward, hair surrenders without warning. This isn't immediate pushback. It's more like silent resentment building up slowly, revealed only much later. Here's something odd. One hormone does two totally different things, depending on location. In scalp regions, testosterone weakens hair roots, thinning follows. Yet down below or along cheeks, that exact trigger wakes up dormant strands. Identical messenger, separate outcomes. The system isn't broken, it's built this way. One moment it's just hair, then suddenly it's speaking volumes about what's happening inside. It's like the body whispers secrets through strands, whether you're ready to hear them or not. Reflections don't warn before they reveal shifts deep beneath skin. This is why shifting strands hit close, it's chemistry wearing emotion on its sleeve. Not a loss, just tiny roots getting word and doing what comes naturally. Your hair? Not really a personal statement. More like a delayed reply, chemical notes from your system, received days late. Number 3. Your nails can't actually heal. If you slice the skin, it mends itself over time. Break a bone, and the body knits it back together slowly. Ruin a nail, though, that piece won't return, not ever. Nails never mend themselves starting up top. Growth kicks off solely from the hidden root tucked beneath. Damage appearing midshaft? It won't get fixed, only replaced. Nothing patches a split, seals a break, or knits it back together. Healing isn't part of their design. What remains is patience while new layers push forward. Nail trouble hits different, it's right there, visible. Touch it, and yeah, you sense the flaw. No quick patch exists. Just time passing, slow, while fresh growth inches ahead. A quiet crawl replacing what cracked away. This strikes a nerve deep down where frustration lives. People cringe at flaws they can't fix on the spot. That broken nail? It whispers, slow and steady, that not everything bends to your pace. It sheds light on why harsh trauma to a nail often leaves its form altered for good. Wreck the matrix, every new nail that follows carries the flaw forward. The growth process picked up an error, now it just repeats it. Nails don't mend. They just grow back bit by bit, quietly assuming time will cover the past. Each new layer pushes forward while the old stays buried beneath. Number 2. Hair is a sensory illusion. Hair reacts to motion, yet senses none. A breeze stirs it into sway. Fingers brush across skin jumps, not the strands. Here's what unsettles. Follicles register silence. All feeling starts in the tiny pockets tucked beneath your skin, never in the hairs themselves. Around every single one, delicate nerves coil tight, waiting. Movement, any flicker pulls at that pocket, sending a whisper upward. That signal becomes touch inside your mind. Hairs? They're only rods, slender ones, playing pretend they matter. A stray strand skimming your skin might spark a jolt. Suddenly it's a bug, creeping. A fabric fold shifting? No alarm. The way thin threads glide carries weight gets noticed. Back when survival leaned on small signs, movement in the hair warned of lizards, insects, things with legs. Signals stuck. Nerves still lean into that whisper. Over time, the mind stays subtly on edge. Wired by instinct, the body jumps at shifts in stray hairs, just in case something's wrong. Today, that jolt usually ends with you swatting your own arm mid-step, thanks to a crumb of dust nobody saw coming. Losing hair throws some folks off balance, like the world shifts slightly. With less on your scalp, you pick up fewer signals from what's around. The air, a drizzle, warmth, they land differently now. Those who go bald by choice say it's odd how weather registers at all. Not unpleasant, just not what the skin remembers. What once felt normal now reads like static in an old code. Hair goes beyond looks, ties into how your mind reads what's around you. Yet it acts on its own, no approval needed from you. A strand of hair doesn't feel a thing. It's just lifeless material pretending it's got something to say. Nerves get tricked into reacting like there's danger nearby. Signals misfire, body tenses up. All because of a tiny thread doing absolutely zero on its own. Number 1. Your body treats hair and nails as optional. What feels unsettling? When pressure hits, the body won't hesitate. One moment it supports growth. The next it quietly cuts supply to hair and nails. In times of crisis, be it sickness, starvation, or old age, the body shifts energy toward pure survival. Hair stops growing as fast. Fingernails weaken. More strands fall out each day. Staying alive trumps appearance, clearly. The making of keratin matters less than keeping the heart beating or thoughts forming. What unsettles isn't the chaos but the stillness behind it. Not a signal. Not even discomfort. Instead, a soft dimming. The body doesn't resist, just adjusts under quiet orders. Recognition comes slow, caught in reflections, comb tines, sink traps, a shift already complete. This is why your hair, your nails, they speak before the rest. Think thyroid trouble, missing nutrients, endless stress piling up, or systems turning against themselves. The body reveals cracks where it can afford to, quietly nudging you toward notice. Painfully, it lands like a gut punch. Hours poured into shaping who we become, only to learn that none of it was essential. What felt solid turns out to be optional. Not foundation, but decoration. Still, we care more than we admit. Connected to who we are, how old we feel, whether we fit in or stand out, control slips, and something inside wobbles, even if science says it's merely chemistry rerouting itself. Blood flows where it's needed most, leaving strands and tips to fend for themselves. Looks matter, sure, known by touch, shaped by habit, tied to memory, but never essential. Survival trumps shine every time. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.